Hi, and welcome to another episode of Business Spotlight. I am Teresa Strong Mike with Action Coach Tampa Bay. And today I have Fabiano with me, and I'm so excited to hear him share about what he is doing in this world. So thank you for joining us today. Would you just tell us a little bit about your organization?
Yes. Well, thank you, first of all, for having me in this opportunity. It's really beautiful what you're doing. So, for
Of
not
course.
just myself, but for all businesses. So, thank you.
Oh, of
A little bit
course.
about myself. My name is Fabiano Mannino, first generation Italian American, born in New Jersey. Um, but I started a men's group back in August of 2019, August 12th of 2019, and
Hmm.
which is now called Men of Refuge. And the intention is to create a world where the first thing anyone feels when a man walks in the room is, I am safe here, I am protected here, and this is my shelter. And so there's a lot of talk right now on masculinity. It's a very hot
Yes.
topic. Um, and we've been going at this for almost 4 years now. And it's
Hmm.
really my target demographic is busy entrepreneurs, businessmen
Hmm.
who really want to understand a lot of my a lot of my pain comes from relationships and intimacy and diving deeper
Yeah.
into how do we create this connection with our feminine counterpart where we can both feel that our needs, wants, and desires are getting met. And so a lot of busy men focus on the business, but they don't know much about the relation side, and they're tired of having failed relationships and really just
Yes.
trying to understand why it's not working. And so I really kind of help bring in not just the psychological aspects, but like the energetics of
Hmm.
intimacy as well,
Hmm.
and really just kind of creating a space for men to explore their wants, their needs, their desires, what their vision is for their life, and also the vision for their relationship. Because I feel like a lot of women aren't going to commit to a man who's half in.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that's just a little bit about what I'm doing now.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. What brought this about? Like, what put you into what made this a passionate point for you?
Great question. So December 10th of 2014 was the day I got divorced. And prior
Sorry to hear
to,
that.
no, it was, thank you. I understand
Hmm.
the sentiment behind, but for me, it was at the time very painful, but
Hmm.
I believe that pain is a way to it wants to be alchemized. So pain to
Mm.
purpose. And so I really
Yeah.
started to understand where it is that I wasn't showing up
Hmm.
in my relationship. And also, right, like relationships are two ways. There was things that I needed and I didn't know I needed. And
Hmm.
so my own pain in relationships is basically what it came down to. And
Gotcha.
really a journey of self-discovery started this, of like, what does masculinity mean to me in a world where everyone's trying to tell me what men should be doing, how they should be
Yes.
feeling. And I really just wanted to create a space where we're not making men more masculine, we're helping them tap into what's already there. And then from that
Right.
place, it's like, then you get to explore relationship intimacy at a much deeper level.
Right. And it's just what I'm hearing from you is just getting to the humanness that is male and that who is that person and however that they identify. It's just getting to who you are as a human and what you need from others and what they need from you, and understanding, can we work together to make something happen or no? Right.
Absolutely.
Just
Yeah,
like,
not being afraid to communicate our wants, needs, and desires, because it's
right.
okay for us both to have them. And if we can't meet at those, then we have to look at, do we have at least the same foundational core values,
Hmm.
right? And if we do, then there's a place for growth and expansion to happen. But if we don't, then that's kind of a big deal for something to be talked about.
Right. So I love this because you mentioned men in business, and
Mm,
a lot of times just men in business or men working just kind of feel like that is the pinnacle of who they are. That's all I am to do is to provide, and they haven't been groomed to show the emotion and the human side of them. So I love that you talk about men in business, because I like to deal with people who are running businesses. So that is good, because a lot of what we do is we talk that we are business coaches, but we do a lot of personal development before we even get into the coaching part of the business, because your business can only go as far as you are in terms of your mental and emotional capacity. So I love that you're doing that. So tell me, in terms of how, because we're talking to other business owners. Now, are you running this as a non-for-profit?
It's not. No,
It's
I
not.
I am
Oh,
actually
okay.
I actually am part of a not-for-profit, but it's different than what I'm doing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
tell me about that. Tell me some of the obstacles you've had to overcome in creating this as a business.
Yeah. So first, I didn't intend for it to be a business. This is something I needed when I was going through my divorce, feeling alone, isolated, not feeling like I had a place to reach out.
Right.
I don't necessarily know if it was a place, but these old dogmas and stigmas that men can't reach out for help, right? Or like, hey, I really could use some support right now. And the business world is definitely more focused towards, I would say, a masculine energy, right? Not like male, but just masculine
just
energy.
overall, right?
Right. And so when I started looking into this, I was just like, the biggest struggle when I started looking into this was like my way of talking was a little different than the way the marketing needed to go. And I try to simplify things, but my marketing was just not hitting, and like my messaging was not hitting the right way. And so I would say like my biggest struggle has definitely been the marketing aspect, or the copy.
Creating the right copy that creates that draws the right people to you.
Yeah, because my methods are really powerful. My frameworks, like when men experience it, they're like, oh, this makes sense.
So is it a kind of like life coaching that you're doing?
I would say,
or is
it's more, I think life coaching is a really broad term.
Right.
If I had to look at it, it's masculine leadership and relationship work. Gotcha.
Okay. So tell me, because I know this would be a question. So if a man comes to you because he's read your copy and he says, this speaks to me, how do you help?
So there's different options. The ways that I had been doing it before were workshops, retreats, coaching. And then the way that I would, get them in to experience what it's like for free is a men's council. And so it's a 2-hour free experience where they come together, and there's we're just connecting with other men. We're doing things. We are what I call what's known as embodiment work. So like breath work. Very, very powerful tools. Like I have a bunch of different modalities that I use.
Right.
Then there's a space created after we do the thing to just be, right? And then share, because we're different in the ways we operate as men and women.
Right.
I see my woman in the way that she can get into a women's circle and they just start talking right away.
Right.
For men, we have to do stuff. There's like a dopamine thing that has to be released, and then there's talking.
Okay, because that's what I'm wondering. Like, how are you getting them in there, and how are you getting them to stay?
Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, it's kind of wild. When men realize that this actually exists, there's a part inside, whether they're conscious of it or not, is like, I need this. Like, I need to be here. Like, some of the responses that I hear all the time are, something pulled me here. I didn't know why I was coming, but I knew I needed to be here.
Wonderful. I love it.
Yeah.
So I think I may know already, but what keeps you motivated?
Ooh, I love trying to get to understand people, like why we do the things that we do, and are our beliefs even ours? So
that's good stuff right there.
Yeah, it's the subconscious mind is formed from the third trimester, so before we're even born, until the age of 7 years old, and that's where 95% of our adult decisions come from. And so when I'm working with people, I I'm working with their stories and their potential traumas, what does that look like? Because I'm a trauma coach as well. And
Okay.
so what does that look like? And I'm like, are these stories even yours? Are these
Yes.
beliefs even yours? And that's where we get to really dissect. And then it's like, okay, well, is this story still serving you?
Right.
Like, is this holding you back? Okay,
Yes. Fabiano, you are speaking my language. I love it. Absolutely love it. So what do you see as the future of your company?
I want to create a mastermind, which
Mm-hmm.
is it'll be once a year buy-in, or like these are all just ideas that have been flowing through me the last week. But
Right.
having a mastermind of high level entrepreneurs where we have a different kind of coaching every single month, different themes, different challenges, different accountability, bringing in different experts, even as far as men who are in it can teach as well, because
Right.
we're looking for just a higher caliber man. And then having a retreat every trimester. So 3 retreats a year where we go to some exotic place in the world, and we do what I like to say is we work and we play. So
Gotcha.
we're doing some deep work within us, and there's also needs to be a reward for that. We can't always just be doing. We need to be able
Right.
to play, because we all have this little inner child inside of us. So it's like connecting to that part of us.
Right. So I'm going to have you, because you said this, I want you to explain what you mean. So who is your ideal client when you say high caliber man? Who is your ideal client?
So I would say busy entrepreneurs who make 6 to 7 figures, who are wanting to dive deeper into having a deeper connection with whether it's their relationship or calling in that relationship, and having not jumping from relationship to relationship, but then also wanting to create deeper bonds with men, because they know that in that accountability and in those connections, that's where real growth and expansion can happen.
Love it. Absolutely love it. So how can they reach you? How can they contact you?
So there's my email. That's probably going to be the fastest way, which is Fabiano, F as in Frank, ABIANO at menofrefuge.com. And then there's menofrefuge.com. They can fill out the contact us or like connect with us form at the bottom of it. And then my social media is probably the most popular one, which is Instagram.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time. I'll have you all your information below the video. Do you have a lot of women referring their husbands, spouses, boyfriends?
I do. Yeah.
Brothers, fathers.
I do. It's funny because I realized through this work, I started working more with women as well. And so it's been something that actually I was not thinking about.
Yeah.
And I was like, why would I not be open to this? Because then it's like the women actually bring the men in. So
yes, sir.
It's been fascinating.
Sir. Wonderful. Well, thank you for the work that you're doing in the world. Thank you for the impact that you're making with the men in our community, especially, but all over the place, because I'm sure you are needed all over the country and the world. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And thank you guys for watching, and we will see you again next time.